Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Random Vlogging. Yesterday I talked about why I was beardless. Today I started school. It's kind of weird because I'm doing this online school thing, which is great for me because that means first of all I don't have to leave my apartment and I can go, attend my classes in my underwear, which is awesome. But it also because of the way that Western Governors University works. I can take the classes at my own pace, which may mean that I only get through one semester per term. Their terms are 6 months and they go year round, which is also nice. But that also can mean that I can take 2, 3, or 4 semesters in one term, depending on how difficult the classes are for me, and I can get my degree that much faster. And I actually pay a flat rate for each term. So whether I do 12, they call them competency units, it's credits. Whether I do 12 units or 50 in a semester, it costs me the same price, which is awesome. So yes, that means that for the next probably at least 6 months, probably closer to a year, I'm going to be spending every waking minute I can without going completely nuts, working towards getting my degree, which is hopefully going to make it so I can, make enough money to support myself and other crazy things like that. Speaking of making money to support yourself, I saw something interesting today. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but I want to talk about it anyway because I have a unique perspective on it that I think a lot of other people my age don't, which is apparently, I'm not 100% positive on this, but I saw a news story on like Facebook or somewhere that Seattle raised their minimum wage to $15. What that means is statewide, the least amount an employer is allowed to pay you is $15 an hour, which will affect a lot of different things. It affects how much tipped employees can make because now the business has to prove that with their tipped wage and their tips, they're making at least $15 an hour versus I think nationwide it's like $7.25 or $7.50, something like that. It's not an exorbitant amount. The video the news story that I saw was very pro. They thought it was a good thing that minimum wage was raised to $15 an hour. I disagree with that. Not that you've never been able to live off of minimum wage, and you're not supposed to. Minimum wage jobs are jobs that require no training, no anything. They're just something, probably about half of them are filled by high school and college students that are using it for excess spending money and stuff like that. Like a minimum wage job is not supposed to support you. You're not supposed to be able to support yourself flipping burgers. Now, flipping burgers and doing other things and taking 2 or 3 different jobs, that's fine. It's not enjoyable, but if you need to work a couple different jobs, that is supporting yourself. But you're supposed to be able to support yourself with a job that takes a little bit of effort to do. Something like I was a manager for years. And it's as much as the employees may not think it's a difficult job, just because if you're a good manager, you make it look easy. If you're good at anything, you make it look easy. And second of all, a lot of the stuff that managers have to do, the employees never see and they never know about. A lot of the conversations that they have to be involved in, a lot of the decisions that they have to make, a lot of the work that they have to do outside of the workplace, the employees are never privy to that information on purpose. They have other things they need to worry about, and they don't need to worry about the crap that managers have to. So that's how it's supposed to work. So raising the minimum wage, I don't think is a smart way to fix our money problems in this country. Specifically because, yes, raising the minimum wage would mean that anyone working a minimum wage job would get more money, which theoretically sounds like a good thing. However, just because we raise the minimum wage does not mean businesses have more money to spend. Just because we raise the minimum wage doesn't mean that, oh, well, it looks like we're going to just pay everyone more money and we will be fine. No. That means, and if it was to go from like 750 to 15, that's doubling. So what that would mean is payroll has instantly doubled for every business if that were to happen. Again, I'm not 100% positive on this. So that would mean payroll will have doubled. So the business has just doubled its operating cost. Meaning any profit it was making before, depending on how many employees it is, any profit it was making before has just been cut significantly. And that profit is used to do things like pay people. It's done to do things like invest in everything from research and development for the company, all the way up to expanding it so that the company can make more money and hire more people. All of that stuff gets stopped because now they have to figure out a way to do it when it's costing them significantly more. And to be 100% honest, from what I've seen, I was technically what you would call an entry-level manager, and I did a little bit of mid-level management in a retail environment. So I've worked jobs where the people that were directly under my supervision were just regular employees. I've had one position where I had managers that were under my supervision as well. I was never the person that actually chose how large our staff was or figured out the budget for the store or anything like that. That wasn't part of my job. And to be perfectly honest, in most stores, if they are some sort of franchise, that's not something that's even decided at the store level. It's decided by corporate people way, way, way far away that 90% of them have never even worked in a store. Or if they have, it's been 10 or 20 years since that happened. So in big chains like that, like where I used to work, or everything from like Walmart and Pick and Save and all that stuff, all the way, big chains like that, the simple explanation is going to be, okay, we're going to cut your staff in half. So you have to do the same amount of work with half the amount of people. And that's how it's going to work, because they have to find a way to make up the missing money, because they need the profit that they're making to do everything else. And they have things budgeted, a year in advance, and there are projects and things like that they will budget 3, 5, 10 years in advance, saying, well, in order for us to do this, we need this, this, and this, and it gets adjusted. But just randomly going, no, we're going to double your payroll costs. It's not a good idea. So basically, what's going to happen is a few people that are good at their jobs are going to get a good raise. If we raise the minimum wage, I think here they were talking about raising it to like 10 or 12 bucks an hour. So we raise the minimum wage to that. That means that the people that are good at their job are going to get some more money, but they're going to have to work 2 to 3 times harder for that money, because all the employees that technically just aren't worth keeping, they're not doing their jobs well, anything like that. Really anything that they can use to cut costs, and they may just lay people off. As far as not firing you, but a layoff is slightly different. Fired, you did something wrong. Laid off, we just couldn't afford you. So yeah, there's going to be a bunch of people laid off. Unemployment rates are going to get much, much higher. And yeah, we're actually going to hurt the economy we're trying to fix rather than help it. Because, yeah, a few people are going to be making more money, but a lot more people are going to be making no money. And they're going to have to drain their savings, rely on credit and things like that, like I am now, which is not an enjoyable experience. So, personally, I'm not a big fan of the idea of raising the minimum wage significantly. 75 cents a buck. Every 3 to 5 years, I raise the minimum wage with cost of living, because I think that makes perfect sense. But raising it so that minimum wage is actually a living wage, it's just not a good idea. Minimum wage jobs are not supposed to support you. If you want to live on your own, if you want to support yourself, if you want to have nice things, you got to work at it. You have to invest some time in a job. I'm not 100% thrilled with our higher education system, and I will do a vlog about that later. But that's another way that you can invest 4 years and anywhere between $30,000 and $120,000 into a degree, work to better yourself, develop a skill that people need, or to be 100% honest, just come in, do what you're supposed to do and work your tail off, and you'll be recognized for it. And then you will get things like raises and you'll be able to support yourself in that. But I don't believe somebody that flips burgers or, you know, drops fries at McDonald's should be able to support themselves just doing that. It's something that you can literally walk off the street to do. And I'm sorry, there are a lot of people that work significantly harder for their money that deserve that money more than someone that just works part-time. Now, I understand that I am not working at all right now. And yeah, I'm relying on the kindness of others and technically what are called government handouts. I'm on food stamps and things like that so I can continue to eat. And I was on unemployment benefits until they ran out. So I understand that technically I should be on the other side. I should want to be able to get any job and get paid $15 a month for it. Or $15 a month. My God, $15 an hour for it. You know, that would be really nice. And that way I could literally work part-time, continue going to school until I can get a job where in the field that I want to, which first of all will pay better, and second of all will give me a lot more satisfaction in my job. So yes, that is my little rant about raising the minimum wage. If you disagree or agree with me, feel free to leave your comments in the comments below, and I will probably respond to them in kind. Depending on how you phrase them, I may not be particularly kind. I've had a bad day. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on the idea of raising minimum wage? What are your thoughts on all the stuff that I talked about? Yeah, I guess that's going to be all for me. I'm going to have Friday feature focus tomorrow. And then over the weekend, I'm going to basically just spend the weekend starting all my college courses and working my tail off. So y'all probably won't see me a whole lot. All right, that's all for me today. And yeah, please like, share, subscribe, caress your screen. I don't know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday Feature Focus. Bye-bye.